Onana was dropped by Ruben Amorim. Rumours have started circulating about a new keeper maybe arriving at Manchester United. Aaron Ramsdale, the latest name to be linked. That wouldn't be such a daft shout, would it, Coisty?
No, I don't think it'd be daft at all. I don't fancy Onana, to be honest. I'm not sure he's of the class that Manchester United need as a goalkeeper moving forward, to be brutally honest. It might be a bit harsh, but that's where I am on it. I would have to suggest, I think they've got other areas they could probably start with before the goalkeeper. But yeah, I mean, that squad's needing a dramatic overhaul, and that wouldn't be the daftest move, to tell you the truth.
You know, Ramsdale's played at the top level, hasn't he? He's played for England, he's played for Arsenal, and he is not going to want to play in the Championship with Southampton.
No, that's for sure. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd be staggered if he starts next year at Southampton. That's for a couple of great saves as well from the penalties, Asensio and things like that. So, yeah, no, I don't think he'll be there next season in the Championship.
Not an easy job. How difficult is it to play and go for United? We asked that exact question to their former man between the sticks, Ben Foster.
No, I just think it is a really, really hard position to play. Goalkeeper for Manchester United. There's some massive boots to fill there. You know, you look over the years at some of the great goalkeepers they've had. I mean, I've tried myself, and I can promise you it's a very difficult position to fill. And I just feel that Onana, Bayern, I think they are really struggling at this moment in time. I think Onana, it's been quite clear this season, he's made quite a few big mistakes. You know, the two that he made in Europe in the week were... they were horrible. And I think his confidence is shot. So I think the manager was probably right in doing what he did. But on the same side, I think he needs a good performance from Altay Bayern, and he didn't get it yesterday, did he?
And I know, of course, you say there are other priorities, but where would you start? What would their priority be?
Well, I know, just to totally contradict myself, you're probably a better starting at the back, aren't you? I'm brutally honest, you're getting your back four and your goalkeeper sorted out. So, no, I take your point, but I think Ben was spot on as well, because I think he'll bring him back in for the Lyon game on Thursday, because Bayern, I know he came for a couple of crosses, we spoke about it yesterday, but I don't think he's the answer either, to tell you the truth, mate. No. So, I mean, Jeff, in all honesty, how long is this going to take, this job at Manchester United? I mean, you could seriously be talking years here, mate. Years.
I mean, obviously, they've got so many issues, and some things they've brought upon themselves, haven't they? I mean, for instance, you can't help but look last night. You know, Napoli win 3-0 against Empoli. Who scores twice for them? Scott McTominay. Who thought it was a good idea to get Scott McTominay out of the club?
Well, it baffles me, that. Absolutely baffles me. I've got to say, and I looked at that result last night. McTominay scores 2, and I've got to say, Billy Gilmore's been doing well as well. He started in the middle of the park. So the three of them across the middle is Gilmore, Lobotka and McTominay, and that's generally been the three that they've played. McTominay was... it's amazing. He just is flourishing in Serie A. He really is. I mean, I think he's been excellent for Scotland as well. And it just seemed to me, and it'd be interesting to ask United supporters this, I'm not sure he was appreciated at United. And it's one of these things, sometimes you don't get appreciated until you're no longer there. And I think that's the case with Scott McTominay, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those classic occasions, isn't it, when you say you have your best game when you're on the substitutes bench, you know, because you're no longer in the firing line. But he's surprised everyone, hasn't he, I think, with how well he's done in Napoli. And long may it continue, especially from a Scottish point of view. I've got a text
100%.
Text about Aaron Ramsdale here. Ramsdale's been relegated 4 times, was in goal when England shipped 4 goals against Hungary and got relegated from the Nations League. Overrated. I think that's really harsh.
Well, that's harsh. Yeah, I think it's harsh.
Here's a couple of small wins for you. A double yoker when cracking an egg.
Good call,
says Tom in Leicester. Do you still get double yokers?
Do you? I've not had one for a while. Oh, you got a double yoker? Yeah. Oh, you can't beat a double. Yeah, that's a kind of minor pools one. That. Yeah, I'm with him in that one.
And Here's a brilliant, great small win. It comes from Jake from Bellevue, Scaffolding. Jake, you are a bad, bad man. He said, Jeff, a great small win. He said, you're sitting down on a Sunday and you're bored of Premier League football and you see the EFL Trophy final is on TV between two great teams and you decide to watch it instead. Fantastic. I love it. Thank you very much indeed for that, Jake. And Johnny's just texted him, Tottenham and Manchester United, says, Ali, you've hit the nail on the head. We all knew from the start on Sunday that the Newcastle midfield three would run riot against our three, except Bruno, but Ugarte and Eriksen can't get around the pitch. I'd have much preferred Fred and McTominay in that midfield. At least they get around the pitch and they show some energy. And he's got a massive point. I mean, one thing I would say is they've got Kobbie Mainoo coming back, who hopefully, from a United perspective, will make the difference.
Well,
he can get a bounce, can't he?
Yeah. Do you know something, Jeff? I think he'll make a difference. I'm not sure he'll make the difference, to tell you the truth. But I mean, you're absolutely right. There just don't seem to be any legs in the team, particularly in the middle of the park. And you know, and it's a complete opposite with that. You know, that Newcastle midfield's got a bit of everything. Tonali's been excellent. What a finish he had. Joe Linton and obviously Guimaraes. So yeah, prior to the game, I can understand the United fans looking and saying we don't have a lot of legs in the middle of the park. You know, Eriksen. You know, I look at. It's good to see. I've got to say, it's good to see Mason Mount getting back. I have to tell you that, but they just don't have a lot of legs in the middle of the park. They actually don't have a lot of legs in their team, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it was good to see Mason Mount, but my word, he's got a lot to prove, hasn't he?
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.